Good morning. Welcome to Mighty Mornings. Oh yeah, we are back. And we got a great episode to talk about. Not an episode, sorry, a movie to talk about. We talked about so many episodes, I'm used to it now. But another fantastic movie, and it coincides with what's going on. It's the holiday season, and I thought it'd be great to talk about a classic. So I gotta bring in. He's the Chris in the Christmas. Let's bring him in. There he is. What a trucker.
You really make me want to quit with your really bad.
What do you mean? That was great. You bring the Chris in Christmas.
My legal name is actually Christopher, so it's Kringle.
Yes, we can see it on the screen. Thank you very much, Christopher. Just letting people know.
Oh my God, Home Alone.
Are you? Oh, that's sad.
I'm always
I have people
alone.
that live with me, so
I make loneliness work for me.
Well, you got Charlie. Charlie's good there.
Oh yeah, he's good.
How's Charlie doing?
He is good. I can't believe he's 16. Probably 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Chris has got a cat, a beautiful cat named Charlie. And did he just turn 16 or he's been 16? What's his birthday?
I don't know his birthday, but I know I adopted him 16 years ago, and he might have been about a year and a half old by the time I brought him home. So,
wow. So he could be 17 probably.
Yeah, he's definitely an old man. I'm like, he's slow moving and he throws up a lot. And I'm like, you must be around Elvin's age.
I was waiting for that. I hope he throws up in your face next time. While you're sleeping.
Oh my God. Well, having a cat that throws up, they will throw up anywhere convenient for them.
Harold.
Yeah.
Good morning, Darth. Thank you for hanging out with us. Man. Okay, so we got a show today. We got a movie that I love. It's near and dear to me. I don't know how you feel. This is gonna be interesting because we didn't talk about anything. We're just here, and now we're gonna open it all up here. Did you like this movie, and what movie it is? Christopher did a dad with Alvin. It's crazy times, my friend. Crazy times.
It's Freaky Friday. Well, Saturday, but
So it's Home Alone, right? As if the thumbnail didn't show that to people. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts, it's probably one of my top Christmas movies.
Really? Oh man, you know how great that feels to hear that? I'm like, am I gonna be out on alone on this thing? Because I know you love a lot of the horror stuff, right? So I was thinking that maybe you would like a horror type of Christmas movie instead of this one.
Yeah.
Is it like a top or is it near the top?
It is not far from the top. Let's just say that. Wow. Maybe if you guys really want to know, tune in next week.
Look at that. Yes. So we're going to do it back to back because we missed last week because I had family things to do early in the morning. Family. So we'll do a back to back, and that will be a finale next week, and we'll take the winter break and come back in January, sometime in January. We're not sure exactly when. We'll line it all up, but we'll be back for the rest of the season. It's a mid-season finale next week.
Yes.
And we'll talk about our top favorite Christmas movies and TV shows.
Yes. But yeah, Home Alone, again, even though I love horror, this is like nostalgia right on the mark for me. And probably also the writer John Hughes, if you don't know him, one of my favorite 80s movies is The Breakfast Club. He did write that. And
oh, really?
Oh, God, yeah. He's done quite a few movies from the 80s that were like teen drama and just like it was very like fictional but non-fictional. He knew how to write movies about, growing up and what situations were. So yeah, he's an amazing writer. And if you haven't checked out Breakfast Club, go watch it.
Does it
Maybe
have that same feel like Home Alone does, or is it a different type of movie? By the way, Darth says here, Home Alone and Home Alone 2 are my top two Christmas movies. They switch back and forth. I won't argue there at all.
yeah. Um sorry, mine. Let me drink some more coffee before I start thinking a little more.
I didn't even order my coffee. I need to order it. Not coffee, tea. Sorry, tea.
Just get it delivered. Excuse me, guys. I'm
Well,
gonna go
on the
grab my
weekends,
tea.
usually either Saturday or Sunday, we have breakfast. Sometimes we'll cook it. Sometimes we'll order it. But it's the only time that we all can sit down and have breakfast or something, because Monday to Friday, wife's out work right away. I gotta drive the kids to the other city to drop them off at school. They eat on the way there, or I pick up something for them while they're there, and then I come back, and then I'll have to take the dog for a walk, and then I'll finally have my tea. It's a journey.
Ugh,
Monday to
too
Friday
kind.
is crazy for me. Crazy. It's like, what do I do?
Oh my god! Stop it.
Love it.
Uh,
So Macaulay Culkin,
yes.
a childhood hero who could do no wrong.
Which recently he got his star on Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, about time, Hollywood. Why did it take him that long?
I for two things. I didn't think he'd get one just because he wasn't in a lot of movies. Like I could name The Good Son, that one with John Candy.
Uncle Buck?
Yes, Uncle Buck. That's
Yeah.
how he started.
Yeah.
And
Well, John Candy was in this one too.
yeah.
Yeah. The
Um,
Shinoa something, right? Shinoa band or something like that. Yeah.
we're popular in Eugen Boygen, or I forget
You know, the polka
exactly.
king of the
Yeah.
mid north. By the way, stay tuned till near the end of the show. I have the person everyone blames the mom for. Don't say anything, Chris. Everyone blames the mom for Kevin being left behind, but I know the real culprit because I did the work in the investigation. I know who is the reason behind Kevin being left alone, and it's not the mom. So I will mention that near the end. But yeah, so we had John Candy show up there. Overall, like this movie already, like John Hughes had trouble getting this movie going because Warner Brothers shut it down.
Oh, and they lost out on so much by shutting down the movie.
I think was it Paramount that stepped up? Who was it that stepped up?
Uh, Fox? No.
Oh, it could have been Warner Brothers stepping up afterwards. 20th Century Fox. You're right.
Yeah.
It was 20th Century Fox. They assumed the responsibilities and stepped up. Man, what a disaster for Warner Brothers to lose that right.
You know what? There's been a lot of videos and just searching around. Warner Brothers is known for dropping a lot of great movies that really took off, and they seem to stick to their terrible DC Universe movies.
You think
Said
that?
that.
Yeah, your hat's on too tight. I just think it's probably one of the biggest blunders, and whoever did that should have been fired a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
This is the movie that keeps on giving every year. There's no slowdown.
No,
It's even bigger now than it was when it started.
And the funny thing is, we get those movies that become a staple. And if you are born, you need to watch this. It's like Wizard of Oz. It doesn't matter when you were born, where you come from, you at least need to watch The Wizard of Oz because it's a staple. It's like, you know,
100%.
yeah. So I could go on about The Wizard of Oz, but
The
yeah.
barometer that you always use is you look at the generation ahead of you and see if they're interested in that movie. And my son, my youngest one, who's 13, said to me 2 weeks ago, "Can we watch Home Alone?" And the rule in the house here, I've made this
Mhm.
magical rule. I said it has to be on December. So December 1st is your line. Once that line is crossed, you can watch as many times you want Home Alone 1 and 2. So he's been eagerly waiting for December 1st, right? As soon as December 1st hit, he's like, "We gotta watch Home Alone." I'm like, "Hey, fine by me. We'll watch it." And so we got together as a family, watched it, and he was on the floor laughing. He absolutely loved this movie. He loves Joe. Is it Joe? Yeah, Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci.
He loves Joe Pesci when he goes flying in the air backwards and lands on the other guy. Um, I mean, we'll talk about some of the stuff they did here, but that's your barometer right now. If a generation or two generations ahead of you is watching it and loving it and is wanting to watch it, it's not losing any steam. It's still gonna go on for a long time.
Oh yeah. And can I just mention Daniel Stern, who plays Marv,
Marvel.
is like I'm so glad we almost didn't get him in the movie.
Oh,
He
what was that?
actually
What was the reason? Do tell.
I think he wasn't liking the script or there
Oh,
was a conflict of filming. But so he apparently did turn it down the first time, but then they went back to him a second time asking him to play this part, and he decided to sign on. And the one thing I am thankful for is, you know how sometimes we get the sequel and we don't get the same actors. Thank God we got both Joe Pesci and Stern in
they are
this.
amazing together.
Uh, I think they also are a strong part of why the movie's so good.
They're
You know,
acting when they're getting destroyed by Kevin in so many of these booby traps. Their acting sells it all.
oh yeah, and they are not supporting actors in these movies. They're both major parts.
Well,
So,
it's so it's so strange to see Joe Pesci in a comedy because, I mean, a family comedy. He's been in comedy, but a family comedy because he's so well known about 80s and 90s mobsters and gangster types of movies, like Vegas, things like that. Like he's just so well known for that stuff, right?
but see, it almost seems like going back and really watching it, he hasn't lost that. Like
No, no, he
it
hasn't
seems like
now.
he didn't really change a lot. He was just like Joe Pesci in a comedy movie, and he's still Joe Pesci, but somehow it works with this comedy movie, and that's why they have Marv for the more stupid comedic relief. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I, when I first saw this movie, I remember how old was I? I can't remember. I think
1990.
I would think I no, I didn't see it right away. Um, I think I saw it when I was in 1993. I think I saw it. So
Oh,
it's been
you
three.
saw it late.
Oh yeah, I saw it like well, it was in theaters first.
Yeah, but it was 1990
Yeah, so you know how it takes over a year to get on VHS. Remember those days? Wait a year for VHS,
because
2 years
we
for VHS.
run.
So I finally got to see it, and I was just so blown away of how good because this is right up a kid's alley.
Well, for me, I seen it when I was 7. I was 7 when it came out. And that's practically how old he is in the movie. So
Yeah, you could relate
it's,
to him, right?
I know, I'm like, and that's the thing with this movie is like, what kid would not want to be home alone to be able to do whatever he wanted to do?
I think so many kids wanted to say to their parents, "Leave me alone for the holiday season."
But hopefully they didn't say it like you did in the movie. I wish you weren't here.
Yeah.
It's just
So let's talk about some of the booby traps and scenes that happened and I gotta tell you, they were inspirational. There was one scene that I'm like, I had those as a kid. Do you remember the micro machines?
I never owned any, but I do remember them.
Do you remember the guy that used to do the commercial? Micro machine, micro, blah, 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 blah. He used to just keep going, talking so fast.
No.
You remember that commercial? Oh,
No.
okay. You have to check it out. Check it out. It's on YouTube, but every micro machine commercial had that guy who could talk really fast. You've probably seen him in a couple of movies, but he could talk really fast and be like, "Micro machine, soul starts up at 70, but is not included," and it was just like so fast, right? He would do it in 10 seconds or less. The entire commercial's words, right? He was just so quick, and that made Micro Machine sell even more. Just a fact, they wanted to make it look like a small, fast toy you could play with. And I used
Yeah.
to beg my parents to get that stuff. It was, and my parents like, "We're not getting those toys. We're not. We can't afford it. We have to put food on the table. Okay, you want to eat that?" I'm like, "I'll eat that."
Yeah, that's probably why they stopped making it. Is kids were putting them in their mouth and.
These are not
But
gummies.
I remember seeing them in stores and thinking, who wants a freaking tiny, I'm sorry, but like straight little boys who want like action packed, what are they going to do with these little tiny micro machines? Like, I get it was a trendy thing. And
Well, look at what Kevin did. If he didn't have those in his collection, the bad guys would have came and got them.
yeah, I do remember though, sorry, nostalgia, um, when they had the Power Ranger micro machines. You got
Oh,
the
really? I didn't know
dinosaur.
that.
Yeah, they had the dinosaur, and then you got a little micro figure of the Power Ranger.
Oh, that's so cool.
I do remember those. That's the only time I really wanted something that
Oh,
was
look,
micro machine.
Darth found your new nickname.
The Wet Bandits. I just wet myself right now.
All right, let's get it on track here.
Oh, please.
All right, we should get T-shirts like that. We're the wet.
We should have. I still wish we got helium balloons when we were discussing Elvin and the Chipmunks.
Well, we could always go back and talk about an episode.
Okay, yeah, definitely. We can do that. And then when we
What do
do,
you get helium balloons from dollar stores?
yeah, just
Okay.
get it filled.
But
and,
I don't think is that safe to put helium in your body.
well,
you might want to check that out, Chris.
no, if we did it like every single day, but like once in a while,
Once in a while, you're probably have to do this.
you're fine. You know what? Listen, we're in our 40s. We're almost at the hill.
Hey, speak for yourself. I'm 39 right now. So
No, you're not. Is that your Christmas wish to be 39 again?
Yes, Santa.
Okay, Mariah Carey.
All live. Oh God, don't give me all that. No, no, the horror. I have not heard that song once yet, though.
Yeah,
My wife hasn't played it. I haven't heard it on the radio, and my kids haven't played it. I haven't heard anybody else while I'm with them, so I have not heard it once yet.
It's like, do you ever play the game in the holiday Whamageddon? So how you play it is you're playing with a group of friends around whatever, but until you hear that song, you're out of the game. But the fun thing is you can send like, oh, hey, check out this link to your friend. And when they click on it, it plays the Wham Christmas song, Last Christmas, and you're out. How have you not heard? You know what?
I've never heard of this lame game.
Yeah, well, your life is lame if you've never heard of it.
No, it's not. It's fantastic.
Go search the game. It's out there. I don't just make things up.
All right, yeah. Drink your coffee. What is your favorite booby trap and why?
I would have to say it's so simple, but when Marv comes through the window and he steps on all the Christmas ornaments, I laugh.
How does
My
nobody see the like? I was like watching him. How do you not look at the floor where you're putting your feet? He
I
literally
know
looks at the floor though. He does. If you
he
watch it,
comes in and
yeah, he
he's
looks
like,
right at the floor.
but I get it. It's for the movie, but just
I know,
like
I know.
his reactions are so classic, and the way he tiptoes, it makes you think like, oh, it's like, when you see those videos of like guys getting kicked in the nuts and you're like, oh, I felt that, you know.
Right in the pills, buddy. Right in the pills.
But yeah, that's one of, yeah, I'd have to say that one was it's that's the thing, is sometimes the simplest things are the best.
I like the. I think my favorite is probably when he puts his head through the door. Do you remember that? He puts his head through the door, and then you just sees the BB gun right in his face.
And he smiles.
Yeah, then he gets shot. He's like, "Oh, my son of a!"
I'm sorry, but before he put his head in, he put his foot in and his shoe falls off. I'm like,
He
okay,
grabs his
this
shoe
is
back, and then before that, Joe Pesci gets shoot in the in the pills, right, with the BB gun.
ooh,
Yeah, and then he's like,
yeah.
"Son of a!" and he's on the floor, right? There's so many good ones, but that one stood out because it started it all, right? It got the ball rolling for me, and it just like so funny that he just looking down the barrel of a BB gun and he puts his head through, right? And then smiles, "Hi, kid."
It's there's so many good things about this movie. The booby traps are just the cringiest one.
They're the icing on the cake to me.
Oh god, yeah.
And then what about the this crazy neighbor that he had? You know, his brother said that he used to put the bodies in the trash cans.
The salt.
Yeah, the salt decomposes the body.
I'm sorry, but whoever salts like that, have you ever really tried putting your shovel in a trash bin to scoop up? No, no.
But maybe that's all they had, right? I mean, that's all he had, probably, right? So
It's called a cup or a bowl, or put a glove on your hand.
I'm just saying, he's an old guy, old ways. So yeah, he was a crazy neighbor. That's the side story. And then you have, him trying to also pretend that there's people in the house was funny. He would have, this cardboard Michael Jordan. He would have mannequins. Where did he find all the stuff? Like, where does he get the mannequin from?
They show everything when he goes down to the basement. When
Oh,
he's
yes.
like
Yeah.
looking around, there's like mannequins, sewing machines.
So he hauls all that up upstairs.
Yeah.
And puts a train track on the puts a train track on the floor and attaches the Jordan on there. And this was also filmed in Chicago, so you got to put Michael Jordan because he was at the prime of his time that time. And the crazy part was, I remember watching a documentary on it, and I remember them talking about there was no snow. They had no snow. It wasn't snowing. They had to have a snowing kind of feel to it, right? So they had to make artificial snow happen.
Yeah.
And that's where the budget started getting higher and higher. And they said they had to do it somehow. They laid out this blueprint of what they were going to do. And there were so many like obstacles in the way for them to get it finally done. There were some points where they thought that this might have been too much and they might have to pack it up, but credit to Century Fox, they said no, let's get it done, and they did. And I'm so glad when they didn't pull the plug on this, because can you imagine not having Home Alone in our lives? I mean,
Well, it honestly, it's the same kind of boat as what Ghostbusters had to deal with. Coca-Cola, who owns the freaking filming company, wanted to cancel the entire Ghostbusters project. And yeah, like our childhood is built off memories and what we grew up with. And I don't know what life would be meaningless if we didn't have Home Alone.
Darth says when he pulls a prank on the pizza delivery guy. Oh, that
Yes.
guy. Do you remember those times where 30 minutes or it's free? Remember that time?
Yeah.
It was all over North America. Like there were so many pizza companies saying, "Hey, we'll get it to your house in 30 minutes. Otherwise, your pizza's free." And people would try to really abuse that system,
Oh yeah.
right? So I remember like ordering pizza and it was like 45 minutes. I'm like 45 minutes, but at Home Alone it said 30 minutes, right?
Yeah. Wasn't it 20 minutes? I don't know, but nowadays, like, I don't know if everyone sees this around, but like Uber and DoorDash, they won't even pick up your order unless you tip them well.
I'll be back in a second. I just got a pick up my drinks for my family
Yes.
here. But you could talk about a little bit more of some of the scenes from Home Alone. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
You're leaving me alone? Oh, I guess I'm home alone. So yeah, what else was your favorite scenes from this movie if you guys have watched it? So what were your favorite movies if it wasn't Home Alone? I feel I feel alone. And but yeah, this movie, it was pretty I can't even speak. Let me have some coffee. Interesting fact, Home Alone 2 didn't do as well in the box office as the first one did, which I was quite shocked because it was pretty popular, it seems, when it came out. It was a little more funny. Even on Rotten Tomatoes, it didn't do very well. I think it got like 36%, which is quite low. But Rotten Tomatoes, their reviews I've heard get pretty mixed up. Like people pay for their reviews. I don't know. Damn, I gotta see Home Alone again. I watched Home Alone 2. That's the nice thing about the movie is you can watch either or. You know, it's the same kind of storyline. You know, Kevin gets stuck alone, and I like that. It's like those good TV shows where you don't have to follow the entire storyline. You can pick it up at any episode, and somehow in the end, everything comes together. But yeah, and all these spin-off Home Alones, terrible. Have you guys ever wanted to watch them? I know there was one that came out last year.
You're still talking about Home Alone, right?
Where am I? Yeah, don't do that again. I was not prepared for that.
I love it. I love it.
No, I almost logged off.
No, you didn't.
It was so weird.
You're fine. Talking to yourself, you do it all the time.
No, I don't. Not with an audience.
Darth is harmful. He won't bite. He says he's got to go see Home Alone. I say see it 5 times. At least. Otherwise, you're not doing Christmas right.
Well, and I was saying to his comments, it's such a great movie because you can watch the second one first and the first one second.
Okay, hold.
Listen, it's
I got a problem with that right now.
Well,
this is how we stop being friends. Okay,
that's for you.
Totally unprofessional. You cannot do that. That's sacrilegious. You cannot watch the second one and then go back and watch the first one. You gotta watch it in order, 1 and then 2. And nobody cares about 3, so don't even talk about 3.
Oh no.
So you have to watch them because it sets up beautifully, right? They tried to go on vacation the first year, couldn't do it. She had to come back, and then the second year they're like, okay, we're gonna do it differently this time, and this time, Kevin, we're gonna keep an eye on you because last time we lost you, and we don't want to do that. So if you go and watch the second one first, it's gonna be weird because you're like, what do you mean you're gonna keep an eye on him? What happened here? You kind of watch it first.
But if, like, for example, someone who comes across the second one and that scene where they're at airport security and they're talking about, this isn't the first time, and someone hears that, they're like, oh, so I could actually go back and watch a prequel.
No.
Everyone has a different
Let me
view.
know in the chats if you should watch the first one first and then the second one second, or should you read backwards and do what Chris is saying?
No, I'm not saying you have to. I'm saying it's an option.
Is it an option? Is it?
It is. Just like
is it?
Your fashion choices are an option.
Oh wow. Okay, we're gonna go there now, huh? Okay.
Listen,
right
you
there,
brought
right
it
there,
in.
All right there, trucker. All right there. Easy there, trucker. Versailles.
It's Versailles,
okay? Versailles. Sorry, I'm not rich like you, so can't afford that stuff. I wear dollar store shirts.
This was a birthday gift, so
to yourself.
No, my friend got it for me because Elizabeth Berkley, who played Know Me. You don't know me.
One of the worst movies she's ever played in. Yeah. So, anyways, where is she now? I guess in a dumpster somewhere.
No, actually, she's quite popular.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah.
I never heard of her.
You're not very pop culture forward if you're not following.
Hey, this is a pop culture show, all right. You're very popular. Recently, Macaulay Culkin and what was her name again? The mom?
Catherine O'Hare.
Is it? No, it's not Catherine O'Hare, is it? No, it's not Catherine O'Hare. Wow,
yes,
we really did our homework today.
She is Canadian. Look. Oh, what's her name? Catherine O'Hare. She's Canadian.
Schitt's Creek, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Catherine O'Hare, you are correct.
Of course.
See? Oh, look at that. Yes. You take that, buddy. You take that. Take it to the bank.
You know what? That's perfectly fine. I'm just saying it's a movie that you can watch backwards. So,
yeah, if you want to be backwards. Yes. You're right. Yeah, if you want to do it the wrong way, yes, you can watch it.
Yeah.
So Catherine O'Hare and Macaulay Culkin recently got together. There was something on Instagram. I didn't get to read it, but there was a side-by-side shot of them in the original movie hugging, and then they had this one of them hugging recently, and I thought it was so beautiful. It's the two of them were really, really magical at the end. You know, when she comes through that door and looks for her son, right? That was amazing. I get a little teary-eyed.
It's a very heartwarming, goosebumps feeling. Did you see what she said at the Walk of Fame ceremony? She's like, don't quote me exact quote, but she said along the lines of, "Thank you for inviting me, your fake mom. Not only did we forget about you once, but twice. And I'm so proud to be here and happy for you." So, she is a classic, and I wish we got more of Catherine O'Hara. My favorite of her is Beetlejuice.
Oh, I didn't even know she was a Beetlejuice.
Yeah, she's Delia. She's the mother.
That's one of my wife's favorite movies from back in the day. So I don't think I even watched the whole movie. I don't like Beetlejuice at all.
What?
Yeah, I didn't
even that scary.
No, it's not to do scary. I just didn't care for the character. Do you remember the
Really?
animation? We should talk about the animation.
Dude, I was a huge fan of
I hated
Beetlejuice.
that animation. We should definitely
What?
talk about it in the new year.
Oh my god.
Yes, we will talk about Beetlejuice, the animation in the new year. I did not like that show at all in any way. I would just absolutely. I tried it too. Like I was like, it's a cartoon. How do I not want to watch this? So I tried watching it multiple occasions, and I'm just like, this is not doing it for me. I can't stand these characters. It
But
was so
again,
weird.
but that's the thing with cartoons and movies is, you're not going to capture everybody's imagination. But because I was a creepy, weird little kid, I'm like, why do I like this so much?
Mhm.
Hello, horror movies.
But I did like the choice of having man, I'm bad with names today. Who played in the movie?
What
Batman,
movie?
Beetlejuice.
Oh, Michael Keaton?
Yeah, I thought that was a good choice.
Yes. He was huge at that time. He did Batman, he did Beetlejuice, and even now, like, it's good to see him returning, even if they are for cameos. I'm really excited though because after what 30 something years, they are doing a second Beetlejuice, and he's back to play. Same with Catherine O'Hara, so they got pretty much all the original cast back. But yeah, Michael Keaton, he's such he's very diverse in his roles. None are ever the same. I love that he played Batman and then he was a villain in Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah, and he did a really good job as being a villain.
Oh
He's got
god,
this
yeah.
scary look in his eye. When you look into his eyes, and like has an evil acting script, you feel chills. Like he's got it locked down.
Yeah.
Like he's a phenomenal actor, one of the most underrated actors I think in Hollywood. Like this guy didn't get a lot of big roles, but when he did land those roles, he killed it in everything he's done so far.
Yeah.
That's because he's got a really good background in Broadway, right? And musical. Like
Okay.
he has a really good background in musical, and that's where a lot of these talented people come from, and they just take it to the next level because they've had the experience of repetition over and over again and nailing it every single time, right? And
Yeah.
Hollywood, when you're filming, it's like 30 takes sometimes for one scene. So you have unless you have that kind of background with the high energy to keep every scene the same way,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard for you to really be consistent throughout the movie, right?
Well, dude, have you ever watched like little mini documentaries on directors like Stanley Kubrick when he was filming Eyes Wide Shut? There's a scene where they're walking through a doorway, and one of the actors he refilmed that shoot of just walking through like a hallway that's like 2 seconds long 96 times. The actor, I forget his name, but he's a known actor. um Funny, he's known, but I can't remember his name. He ended up quitting because of how many reshoots he'd want to do. And that's one of the complaints that Kubrick got, is like he would reshoot at least 100 times before he gets what he wants. And I'm like, dude, I get the artistic process, but that's just no, too much.
Harstead says, I bet they aren't bringing back Jeffrey Jones for Beetlejuice. Ah, no, they're not. Ooh, yeah, he is battling some cases, and we all know
Ooh,
what kind of cases in Hollywood. So, yeah, so
really?
yes.
I did not know about
I
this.
won't. And he's 77 years old, by the way. So he's not like some young guy. So yeah, no, I guess he won't be coming in there. Dar says that Michael Keaton, I grew up watching Batman Returns, dressing up as him. Despite that, he is not my favorite Batman. Well, who is your favorite Batman? Don't just leave us hanging there, Darth. Finish off the sentence. What do you think his favorite Batman is? George Clooney?
Oh, don't even get me started. Oh my
The
god.
voice
Oh,
acting. what's his name? The guy who does the voice acting for Batman. It could be him. He
Wouldn't that be
passed away.
amazing?
He recently passed away.
Conroy. Isn't it Conroy?
Yeah,
something?
Conroy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Oh, God. Oh, shoot. I just seen a little snippet of,
Jeffrey?
yeah,
Yeah.
of what the accusation.
Yeah.
Oh, that's,
quite the list.
yeah. So we don't need to see him.
Nope.
He can rot into hell.
Well, Beetlejuice. He can go
Oh
in.
my God, wouldn't that be amazing if they had someone who looked like him and they called Beetlejuice to take him?
Oh, Christian Bale. Affleck is second. Okay. Yeah. I would not have Affleck as second. I would have Conroy first. If we're talking specifically about Batman, not
In general.
in general, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have Conroy, and then I would have Christian Bale. Then I would have our favorite 60s Batman. What was his name again?
Adam West.
Adam West. And then I would have probably Michael Keaton. Keaton will be 4. And then we'll have... Is Affleck even in my top 5? Yeah, okay. I guess I can put Affleck in number 5. The other, Val Kilmer and George Clooney, would probably be 6 and 7. They didn't do enough for me to put them in the top 5.
Yeah, so. No. I wouldn't be able to give you my top. All I know is from my timeline, it's just like my Catwoman is always Michelle Pfeiffer. No one will ever match her. And that's the thing we got to keep in mind is we get all these movie reboots and, you know, an actor is not going to speak to us or play the part exactly right. But Keaton is my Batman, Michelle Pfeiffer is my Catwoman, and Nicholson is my Joker. Even though I will say the one who holds the mantle of Joker mostly for his voice, Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Untouchable. Like, I was so... I can't even tell you how shocked I was when I first heard that it was Luke Skywalker. I'm like, what? How is this possible? But yeah, like Mark Hamill, I want to be...
Okay. Me and Hardstack can't be friends. Let me make y'all mad. Jim Carrey was the worst choice. No, he wasn't. The writing and the decision to go that direction as Riddler was. Jim Carrey did what he was told to do. Be crazy and silly.
But here's the thing. Here's where I can agree with what you say about Jim Carrey, because he's like a typecast role in most of his movies. So seeing him as the Riddler, like the crazy one, I think he played it well.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
It was too, like, I could tell it's Jim Carrey, where, you know, the most recent Batman movie we had with Edward Cullen as Batman, which I gotta say, that shocked me. His acting as Batman, I thought he was really good. But the Riddler in that movie was more serious. So there's different versions. Again, Jim Carrey, it was such a Jim Carrey role, but he did bring the crazy side of the Riddler. Wow, how do we go from talking about
I don't know,
Home Alone
but
to
it's pretty
Batman?
crazy. So, as I promised, I said near the end of the show, I mean, the show's not ending yet right away, but towards the end of the show, I said I would tell you guys who I think is responsible for Kevin being left on. It's not the mom. Everyone blames the mom. It's not the mom. The person responsible is
Dun, dun, dun.
her.
Her?
Kevin's sister.
What?
Kevin's sister is the one that is responsible for Kevin being left at home. So, let me tell you. So it's her responsibility to do the head count because she's the oldest, right? There was that neighboring kid that came to talk to the guy who was driving. Remember that scene? The
Yeah.
kid goes, and then the kid's fondling through the luggage there, and his head's turned towards the luggage, and his back is towards her. She does just like she's like da 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 da, and then she just like yeah da. She doesn't even turn around and make him turn around and say Kevin. She doesn't do any of that stuff. She doesn't even confirm it's Kevin. She just assumes it's Kevin. Then
Yeah.
she gets in the vehicle, as you see here, right? And Kevin's mom asks her, "Did you make sure everybody's in the vehicle?" She doesn't even turn around to say, "Yeah, everyone's here." She just like she gives her mom attitude, like, "Yeah, I know how to count, like whatever."
That's probably
And
why she wasn't in the second movie. They're like, you know
you
what?
couldn't even count. Get out of
out.
here. But she is responsible to not for Kevin being left alone. It's not the mom. I just want to set that straight.
Okay.
Yeah, right. See, there you go. See, poor mother gets all the blame. It wasn't even her job. She get and the other thing is, Kevin's dad is second in responsibility for Kevin not there because during the scene where they're eating pizza in the kitchen, the milk spills,
Yeah.
and this guy doesn't even realize that he's got a ticket in his hand and wipes the milk with the ticket, throws it in the garbage. How do you not
Well,
know?
because he's picking a bunch
No,
of
come on. We've
napkins
all
up.
spilled things. Do we not look at what we're picking up?
You know what? Calm down, Elvin. It's
I'm
a
so
movie.
angry at his dad.
It's a movie. It's
How dare they
a
leave this
way
poor
to
kid
lead
alone?
into what happens. Okay. So calm down. Drink your tea. Drink your tea. Breathe in. Breathe out.
Howard Stead goes, I want to see 2023 Home Alone where Kevin gets left alone so CPS comes and his parents lose in custody.
Have you heard that amazing horror movie theory that Jigsaw is actually Kevin McAllister grown up with all the traps that people have to get out of?
I would not. I do not want to see my amazing Kevin as a bad guy.
But no, it's funny how people would link things together to. It makes sense. Like he made all these booby traps when he was a kid. And now he does adult traps. But yeah, I always thought that theory was kind of fun.
So do you agree or disagree that it was her fault, or who would you blame?
Honestly, I wouldn't blame anyone.
What?
It's because, okay, when she's counting heads, these guys are in a rush to get to the airport. So she's just counting heads. And then, as I remember, they split up into two vans. So she thought her brother Kevin was in the other car.
But here's the thing, though. They all lined up to look at her eye to eye. But this one doesn't. And could she not say, Kevin, turn around? Right?
Well, no, because she just automatically thought it was Kevin. When again, haven't you ever done something when you're in a rush that you're like, oh God, I miscounted, or you're not paying attention?
Yeah,
to
not a
fine
human.
details?
Maybe a toothbrush, not a human.
But the human was there. So
like I would not miscount a human.
But she counted the human. To her, she thought it was Kevin.
But she didn't confirm it's the right human.
Honestly, like
I don't care. I blame this, yeah.
and that's why
really, what really set me off is she gave her mother attitude. You don't give Kathleen O'Hara attitude, okay? She is attitude.
I would like them to reboot Home Alone with the original cast, but Catherine O'Hara comes back as Moira from Schitt's Creek.
That'd be good.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, that'd be really good. She just comes back as a ghost. The ghost of Christmas past.
David, why are you acting like a disgruntled pelican?
Kevin. Oh, dear God, Kevin.
Kevin, get up to the third floor.
They don't even have my sparkling water here, Kevin. How shall I live in this small little shack?
Can I just say, her? This is why I wish we got to see more of her in our like growing up. Um, she's so diverse and like you've seen all of Schitt's Creek, right?
You know, I was told about it. It was 3 seasons in. Somebody's like, "You gotta watch this show. It's really good." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a CBC show. What do I care about it?" I'm like, but then I'm like, you know what? I did watch Corner Gas, and which that was okay. Then I watched Kim's Convenience, which was pretty good. So someone's like, just watch it. So I started watching it with my wife because my wife was the one that was telling me. Somebody
Yeah.
told her. She told me, let's watch it. And it came out on Netflix as well, so we could binge watch it, right? So I'm like, okay.
Mhm.
So we put it on, and we were just floored how good it was. We were just like, holy crap, this is awesome, right? Like it is hilarious, right? I think we watched the first season in one weekend, right?
Oh yeah,
We just went
it's
through it.
doable.
Yeah, and we promised each other we'd not watch any episodes without each other. And then I come home one day and she had it on. She forgot. She's like scrambling at the remote. She's like, "Whoa." I'm like, oh, did you need help with that? I'm like, this is how divorces happen.
But that's the best thing about this show is it's so easy to go back and watch. We're not drowning in an hour worth storyline. They're quick, simple, witty, funny.
Yeah.
And like one of my favorite episodes is when they go to a car dealership to buy a car and Kath Moira dresses up in this crazy short wig and she's like talking with an Irish accent that's so bad on top of her already made up accent that she did for the show. There's just I want it now talking about it. I want to go back and rewatch it because it's just
It's
that
a great,
good.
if you haven't seen Schitt's Creek and you want a good slapstick type of comedy, go check it out. It might not be your thing, but I mean, go check it out. I don't generally um write off a show or a movie before even trying to watch it,
Yeah.
especially if it's up my wheelhouse. I love comedy, right? I love to do with comedy. So for me, I was like, I have to check it out because everyone's talking about it as well. And I was so happy I did because it was genuinely a good fun experience. It was
Yeah.
really nice. What was sad was it ended too early, I think.
I
I think they had one more season in them.
yeah, but the thing is they ended it so well.
They did.
I didn't think they'd be able to end it so quickly, like kind of round up everyone's character development, but they did it so well and they ended it on a good note.
Mhm.
Where
I think
if
the
you
reason why I say that is because I just love the show so much and I wanted it
yeah,
to last another season. I hate
I know.
when
Me
I
too.
love I hate shows that I love ends abruptly or early. Right?
You would actually you would hate to be in the BBC
I
because
know.
in the
I know.
UK, 3 seasons is all they get.
I know. I know. Me and Justin, we talked about this. They are aggressively, they slice and dice. They don't care. Yeah. Darcy, I think Kevin has some responsibilities in him being left behind. I disagree. He's what,
Well,
10 years old? 12 years old, something like that?
no, he was 11 in
Yeah, okay.
part
So I
2.
missed it by a year. Sorry.
In part 2. Yeah.
Oh, so he's 10 years old. Yeah, there you go. I was right then. Yeah, that's right. Curly hair. But I don't think he's is how can he be responsible when you
Because
let
he's like,
oh here we
how do
go.
you not know how to pack your own luggage? You put clothes in there.
My wife still packs my luggage.
Yes, well, you're a big kid. You're a
I know,
child.
I am. Duh.
But you still know how to pack it. You just
But
don't pack it to her specifications.
this is true. But that has nothing to do with Kevin being left behind. I told you who was the reason. The sister did not confirm it was Kevin.
But she counted all the heads and the number was there.
You can count all you want, but you got to make sure that they're the right people. It's your responsibility, and she dropped the ball, and that's why she's not in Home Alone 2. She's been banished. She's been disowned by the family. But I don't think a kid is responsible for getting on a flight. It's got to be the parents at the end of the day also have to make sure that all the like even when they get into the gate there, no one's deciding to check who's there. Right? They're all running into the gate. Parents
That's
are like, no,
where see, that's where I feel like it is the mom's responsibility, because when they get
You're
there
gonna blame Catherine O'Hara
at this point, because when they get there and they're getting on the plane, the guy's like, oh, we'll make sure everyone gets on. She's not even looking for Kevin.
because the sister said he was there. There you go.
Yeah, but if you were wanting to, at a crucial point in the
But
movie,
even if she found out
to
now,
make sure
at this point, it's kind of
everyone
late.
was there, no,
The dad
she
is
would've looked
responsible.
around.
The dad had the tickets. It's the dad who should have been there standing, making sure.
Yeah.
Not Catherine. How dare you blame Catherine?
They should have known, because they would have counted the tickets as they're getting ready to leave, because they all had the names on them. So how come at that point they didn't realize, where's Kevin's?
Our set says, can we talk about how unethical it was for Kevin to scare the pizza man with gunshots? I thought it was brilliant. Yeah, filthy animals.
Especially in the second one.
I thought it was fantastic that this punk kid, because he keeps knocking down the goddamn statue. Twice he did it. Once fine, you let it pass. Then the second time again? How bad of a driver are you that you don't see a statue and by the way, why are you going all the way up to the steps? You can stop the car before the steps. Right? Since you already hit it the first time, maybe you learned the second time, maybe to stop a little bit before that so you don't do it again.
But
He deserved everything that was given to him, all the fake gunshots. He's lucky there wasn't real gunshots. He's lucky he didn't put his head through the dog hole there to get his BB gun barrel right in his face.
Why do you think he got an 80-cent tip?
Yeah, filthy animal. Keep the change.
Such a good movie. It's definitely one of those movies that I have to watch every year.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. Just like, sorry, go ahead.
Anyone who doesn't watch Home Alone for Christmas time, you don't like Christmas. You hate Christmas, and we don't want to talk to you ever. There.
Yeah. Did you see on Disney, I think it came out last year, Home Sweet Home Alone? I'm just like, no, you gotta stop. Like, could you imagine if you really made a Home Alone? People would be like on their phones, monotone, someone breaking in, them not paying attention.
They would just call DoorDash instead of the pizza guy.
Taking selfies as I'm getting robbed. Oh, you stabbed me. Selfie.
Yeah. Nobody would care. They would just
No.
loot the place and leave, turn the faucet on. Nobody would care. They'd
I'd be like,
they'd probably call someone to fix. Can you fix my water? It's leaking.
oh my God, DoorDash Band-Aids.
Yes, DoorDash Band-Aids.
Not a sponsor.
You can't do that. You can't replicate that magic.
No.
You just can't do it. And Disney has tried, Home Alone 3. I don't even know what the plot is of Home Alone 3, and I don't care. It doesn't register with me. And then they tried to make the younger brother the main character, right?
Oh.
It's like, no, you can't. Sorry. You can't do that. They tried and it failed. 1 and 2 will always be the best and always stand the test of time, I think, for many, many years to come. And they actually recently, Disney actually did a high definition version of Home Alone 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's more bright and vibrant, but you still see the graininess because the film is old, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a little bit better than the original version. The colors pop a little bit more. Right?
Yeah.
So, but
Go
ahead.
His cousin in the movie is actually his brother in real life.
Yeah.
Who drinks too much pop.
Yeah.
And pees the bed. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so
Hollywood.
I think we're pretty much wrapping it up. It's been about an hour here. We've been hanging out talking about Home Alone. We'll be back next week. So here's the cool news: we'll be back next week instead of the 2 weeks after, because that's really close to Christmas. We'll be back next week, and we'll talk about our favorite Christmas movies and Christmas TV shows, and ask you guys to join us and give us your favorite list of movies and TV shows. If you're watching on the replay here, thank you for watching, by the way.
I want to say
Let
something.
Yes, go ahead.
Because the next episode is planned, if you are going to be joining us, it's ugly sweater invite only.
I don't even have one.
Well, what are you wearing right now?
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Well, I didn't realize it was Ugly Face Day.
Every day, not just today.
Harsha goes, Hollywood never win a classic. What are you talking about?
What? They never
Yeah.
do that.
They're gonna ruin Beetlejuice. I'm telling you right now.
No, they're not, because they're bringing back
They got that.
same director.
I do like the actress Ortega.
Yes.
She was on Wednesday. I wasn't a fan of. I don't like that stuff, but I watched a little bit because my wife watched it and she loved it. I
Mhm.
sat in for a few of the episodes and I thought it was not bad.
Yeah.
I think her acting was great, right? So yeah, she's gonna be in Beetlejuice. And before people start complaining about another female in a lead role, that's how Beetlejuice was, right? You had a female that interacted with Beetlejuice.
Wednesday is female, and I can only imagine the backlash if they changed Wednesday into a male. But I'm like, chill
They
the
should,
frick
though.
out,
They should.
people.
I think they should.
No, they shouldn't, because there's already like, what are they going to do? Gender swap the brother and sister?
Well, they do it with everything else.
Yeah, well, at least we know
I'm
there's
all for a
some people
male
out there.
in Beetlejuice, right, Darth? Fight the power, baby. No woke, because we don't want to go broke. But no, it was. I'm totally fine with Ortega being in there. She deserves it. She put the work in, talented, and I'm looking forward to my wife letting me know how the movie went. Because I'm not watching it.
It's too scary for you.
It's not that. I don't care about Beetlejuice.
Sure, it's okay.
All right,
You're
okay.
among friends.
I'll tell you what. If she asks me to go watch it in the theater, I'll go with her. But if she's like, no, I don't have time. I'll watch it at home when it arrives on digital. I'll be like, oh, sweet. I don't have to watch this.
I just added a new friend on Facebook.
You did? You finally added me? Oh, that's awesome.
Make sure to invite your somewhat cool husband to Beetlejuice.
Oh, someone
2.
cool. All right. Yes. Yeah, take that. Speaking of cool, holidays are. I hope all the holiday season for whoever and however you celebrate it, whether it be Hanukkah or Christmas or something else I don't know about. I hope you guys have a good and safe holiday. We will see you back next week to do our mid-season finale, where our friend Chris will take a much deserved break because he's just tired.
He's
tired of me. Yes, that's right, Darth. And woke, fight on, baby. That's right. For life.
But big thank you to you guys, because it is December. I know my schedule's getting crazy. Big thanks for taking an hour to.
Yeah, we love all of you guys. If you're new here, subscribe, hit the like button, and hang out with us Saturday mornings at 8:30 a.m. Bi-weekly. But next week we'll be back to do a special show. And check out our other shows. We have the ANR Weekly on Monday nights at 7. Sorry, I get that wrong. 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. And then Wednesday, we have our Popcorn Chicken segment where we talk about movies and TV shows. That is on at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. So we got lots of shows for you guys. And then we sprinkle in a lots of stuff in between. And then check out our social media handle at Instagram at ANR Universe, TikTok, and X. We drop a lot of cool stuff in there as well daily sometimes, so check that out. Subscribe, follow, do all the cool things. We would appreciate every one of you guys. And if you hit the like button, it tells YouTube that hey, things are going on over there, and they send it out to other people. And we would love to create and grow this beautiful channel for all of you guys to come and enjoy and give your feedback. And the New Year is going to be fun. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff in the New Year. We're going to talk about Beetlejuice, one of them that you want to do. So.
And we are also looking into doing a live watch. We're figuring things out for the new launch of the X-Men 1997.
Yes. So we can't put it on the screen because YouTube will ban us, but I think we could watch it and maybe give our reviews or previews. We could do something.
Like a watch along. We can watch it together and you guys can join us, and on the little breaks we can have little discussions in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will see you there too as well. All right. With that being said, we want to wish everybody a happy holiday. Hope you guys can join us next week, and we will chat then. Chris, say bye.